This is the first of many videos that I will be making. I want to make a bet with myself. I want to get hired by Anthropic in 2 years. Why this bet? Well, the goal seems a bit arbitrary. I will explain why along the way, but the general idea is I want to do something meaningful with my life that is going to be a win-win regardless of the outcome. I want to learn, like, in general, improve as a human being, and tech stuff is basically what I do right now, so I think this seems fairly obvious as a choice. Discipline and consistency were never my strong suit, so this bet with myself will prove whether I can be disciplined and consistent. At least that's the idea. Interesting things, projects, ideas. I want to make them, share them. This always appealed to me, the concept of Tony Stark, but I never built physical things. I always built either some programs, scripts, bots, whatever. So I want to do that in the future, and I can see. I want to see if I can somewhat deterministically get what I want. So I think 2 years is a solid period of time that possibly can get me what I want. So last but not least, I want to contribute to what I think is the greatest invention of our time, or at least make something meaningful to me, right? So that hence this arbitrary goal of a job at Anthropic. As I mentioned, this is a win-win either way. If I succeed, amazing. If I don't, I learn so much throughout the journey that it's still a win, right? I improve as a human being and so on. What am I going to do? So the plan is kind of like multifold, right? This is, in a way, this will be like a CV, a project, curriculum vitae, or what have you, right? Three parts to this. One will be cybersec. I already work in cybersecurity. I work basically in data scraping, right? I create bots, or rather help the bots scrape the data, so bypass cybersecurity. So I'm gonna expand on that by trying to learn about LLM cybersecurity, right? Jailbreaks and so on. The other thing is I noticed that Anthropic has a HackerOne bug bounty program, so I'm gonna try and do that and build a relationship with them like this. And if I see any other avenues, I'll probably also explore them regarding cybersecurity. AI is the third part, right? I want to live and breathe this stuff because I think it's actually one of the most important things in my generation, at least. I want to understand Claude, ChatGPT, Grok. I want to try making some content with or using Comfy UI and be, let's say, on time with the news. So I will probably be maybe making some news related videos as well, like what's going on in AI right now. Last but not least, some projects based on those. I want to write my own LLM and have it do something. I want to try generating images, videos, share them on social media. Basically AI everything, right? And also automate everything. I love the notion that I can automate all the tedious parts of my life. TLDR, I want to make something. I want to make myself so valuable that they will have no choice but to hire me. If they don't, well, I still made something cool. At least that's what I think. The idea is to post at least one video a week on the topic mentioned previously. And why Anthropic? Actually, I got kind of inspired after watching that Lex Friedman's podcast with Dario Asmodee and Anthropic engineers. Let's listen for a moment.
So Anthropic has several competitors. It'd be interesting to get your sort of view of it all. OpenAI, Google, XAI, Meta. What does it take to win in the broad sense of win in the space?
Yeah, so I want to separate out a couple things, right? So, Anthropic's mission is to kind of try to make this all go well, right? And we have a theory of change called race to the top, right? Race to the top is about trying to push the other players to do the right thing by setting an example. It's not about being the good guy. It's about setting things up so that all of us can be the good guy. I'll give a few examples of this. Early in the history of Anthropic, one of our co-founders, Chris Olah, who I believe you're interviewing soon, he's the co-founder of the field of mechanistic interpretability, which is an attempt to understand what's going on inside AI models. So we had him and one of our early teams focus on this area of interpretability, which we think is good for making models safe and transparent. For 3 or 4 years, that had no commercial application whatsoever. It still doesn't today. We're doing some early betas with it, and probably it will eventually, but this is a very, very long research bet, and one in which we've built in public and shared our results publicly. And we did this because, we think it's a way to make models safer. An interesting thing is that as we've done this, other companies have started doing it as well. In some cases, because they've been inspired by it. In some cases, because they're worried that, if other companies are doing this that look more responsible, they want to look more responsible too. No one wants to look like the irresponsible actor.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? The idea of race to the top, right? Not sure why, but maybe not every day, but very often I see this. Hey, I want to do better than someone, so I'm gonna drag him down. Be it I don't know, men versus women, or some people on the same like team in the corporation at work. It's like the dumbest idea, because it creates a race to the bottom, right? And like way too many times have I seen a race to the bottom, which is basically it's destroying both sides, right? It's pointless. So that's why the idea of race to the top is very appealing to me. And like based on this interview and what I've read about Anthropic, I think this is the better choice, at least in my head. I still have the hearing of Sam Altman when before, I think, US Senate, he mentioned that he's not doing it for the money. And then like a month or two after, we see him in like a supercar, right? So it's like it's kind of funny, right? OpenAI, it's no, it's a hard no. So that's why I respect Anthropic much more, and that's why I chose it as the arbitrary goal. And we'll see what happens. First, I need to stay consistent for 2 years. Yeah. If you listen to this, thank you. And see you in the next video. See ya.